Well, hi. Today I'm sitting here with my journal because today is a day where I need to journal more than literally any other day. Yesterday was my last day at a grad job that I quit after 2.5 months. I will probably go more into that at a later time. It was a nutrition job. It wasn't quite the right job for me. I studied nutrition and I do plan on doing my master's of dietetics, but I feel like there's just so many different practices and ways of approaching nutrition that this wasn't quite my right fit, which is fine. But it now means I have a lot of spare time. And one of the things I was hoping to do with this spare time, I'm going to an art market on Saturday, which is very fun. I feel like I just need that to heal my soul a little bit after like burning myself into the ground working. I'm gonna go to this art market, but what I would really love is to wear a sweater I've made. Now we have a little dilemma here in that I have not made a complete sweater that is good yet. Maybe, okay, like let me show you what I have. I'll get back to the journaling. We'll get back to that. Sweaters is what's important. Okay, so we're gonna start with the things I've knit so far and why I can't wear them to the market this weekend. My first knit jumper, this was the step-by-step sweater pattern, but you'll notice that the collar is funky as oh sorry, I shouldn't say that word. You'll notice that the collar is a little weird, but essentially it's also just, it's a bit short and there's a couple of, she's got a couple holes in her as well. Like you probably can't see. Oh yeah, you can. They are big enough. You can't see them. But essentially, first of all, this was made out of just a random acrylic yarn that I already had in my house because I decided that if I was going to try a new hobby, I wasn't going to buy a bunch of things for that hobby again without knowing it's a hobby I enjoy, because I have a habit of doing that, of buying a bunch of things and then being like, oh, I don't want to do this hobby anymore, because most hobbies that I have last maybe 3 weeks and that's it. Actually, that would be a long stint for me. Anyway, so I can't wear this because of what I did to the collar. And you might look at that and be like, Celeste, that is not the collar of the step-by-step sweater. And you're correct, because when I was making it, I didn't really understand what the final collar was going to, like I thought the final collar would be too big. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it shorter and littler, not realizing how bad looking that was going to be. So when I put it on, it like stretches out weirdly because it's not a double knit collar and it doesn't come in. Why I thought I knew better than the pattern for my first time ever knitting something in my whole entire life, I have no idea. But it's still close enough to a jumper that I don't want to get rid of it, and I feel like all the mistakes that are in it, like I want to keep forever as like progress. But yeah, so this is more of a keepsake first knit than it is something I actually want to wear. Then the second thing I made was another step-by-step sweater, but I did it a bit, oh sorry, I'm shaking you all around. I did it a bit better, but I just don't like, the yarn is so not me. It's this pink one, and once again I was still in the phase of I wasn't sure how much I would enjoy knitting, and so I was trying to use scrap yarn. So I went to my mum's place and I just picked up whatever yarn I could basically knit a sweater out of. So whatever there was a sweater quantity's worth of, which wasn't much. So I have this is actually 2 strands of this really kind of thinner yarn held together, which actually worked okay. I like, even though it's acrylic, I like the texture of this jumper. It's literally just, oh actually the yarn I used in the neck and on here is a little scratchy. Not scratchy, just not my fave. Honestly, this sweater doesn't really have much wrong with it. It technically works and functions as a sweater. It's just I will never wear something this bright, colorful, like for instance, this is not a sweater I've made, this is a sweater I've bought, but this is quite a light pink and it's just the one color. Like I do like colors, but in a very different context. This is a bit intense, and so I don't think I want to wear this out. But once again, I made it, so I'm not getting rid of it. And then I started trying to make a vest, which should be cute in theory. This is the vest I started making, and it's supposed to tie on the sides. Now, currently it's not even the completed vest because I need to make the back of it longer. It's too short. because I knit the body all the way to where I wanted, and I stopped the back too early. I really like, now that I'm looking at this, I really like a lot of the details and everything on it. I think the yarn I used, even though it was technically the same ply as what was suggested for the pattern, it's like an acrylic, and I think it's on the thicker end. And so the whole thing's quite stiff. Potentially steam blocking, that could help, and finishing the end. But I think I also put it on and realized the whole design was just a bit too bulky for me. I think the same thing but made in a much finer yarn and less bulky would be more me. And that's one thing I've realized about myself based off of these knits, is I probably only want to wear stuff that's like 8 ply and below, which is kind of silly, but that's how I feel, which does mean my knits are going to take a lot longer. Now, none of these are the sweater I'm working on now. The sweater I'm working on now is the Chantal sweater. It's currently downstairs on my table with some books on it, because I know I'm not going to have time to block it. Like, I'm still knitting on it. I'm not going to have time to block it before this weekend, but if I can just get the bottom hem to sit better, then all I have to do is finish the sleeve. I will show you where I'm at on that. But I have been knitting this sweater since September last year. It is now April. So I've been working on this sweater literally forever. So why I believe I'm going to get an entire sleeve done in 2 days, I have no clue. Also, I've messed up the last sleeve, so either way after the festival I'm gonna have to go back and fix the sleeve, but what I've got is currently good enough to wear out, and I would love to wear it out. So I got to try and knit that other sleeve today and tomorrow. I don't expect to get halfway through the sleeve today, because I feel like the longest part is that picking up stitches and starting and all of that, and then like that last section I can probably smash out in one day if I really try. I don't know why I'm being this ambitious. It is literally, I get maybe a couple rows done a day, but the thing is, when you're unemployed, when you've quit your job, you have time to knit. So we'll see how that goes. I am going to sit here and journal a little bit to kind of clear my head, because my head could not be more all over the place after making the choices I have been making recently. If you know me, you know that I've been a little all over the place recently, hence the unemployed era. But I'm going to journal for a bit, and then I'm going to eat breakfast, maybe go on a little walk or just go outside in some way, and then come back, chuck on a movie or a show, and just like get some knitting done. That's not how you knit, but that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I've made breakfast. I've made eggs with a bunch of veggies and everything but the bagel seasoning. Ideally I would put an avocado with it, but I don't have one, so I'm eating this. I put feta in it though, so that means it tastes really good. And it's not blocking. I don't have time to actually block it. But sitting under some books is my half-done sweater that I am going to try finish in 2 days. I will show you that better in a moment, but gonna eat some breakfast, go on a little walk, and be ready for my major mission, which is trying to smash out the rest of this sweater. I will show you where I am at. Now, before you say anything, I know the torso looks really short. I have a really short torso. Like, this is an insanely long sweater, but my pants are up here. Do you see how that's actually a very short space? So if I want one that kind of sits just over my pants line, then this is how short it needs to be. Because I am basically, although I am only 5'3", I am just legs. So hence the short sweater. But see, okay, I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is already a million times better than the other things I have knitted. Like, look how neat and nice that collar is. I actually can't believe I did that. I'm very proud of that. But the body's gone well. My issue with the body will be fixed with blocking, because it's just that this bottom part is flipping up. But I think I'm okay if that's still the case when I go to the market. Because I think if you go to a craft market, you just have to wear something that you made. It's just like the rules. And I think actually the slightly dodgier it looks still, the more obvious it'll be that I made it. Because I think also I want to go to a craft market and have someone be like, you made your sweater, and I'm gonna be like, anyway. But you can notice that there's one major dilemma, which is that It only has one sleeve. There is a whole sleeve missing. And you might think a sleeve really shouldn't take that long to knit. It's 2 days, should be perfectly fine. The pattern that this is not normal rib. It is slip stitch, which just takes that little bit more extra time. For me, that's finicky. And with this little like thin yarn, and I'm holding a mohair as well as just like a wool, so it's not a very heavy weight, and so it's taking quite a long time, like quite a long time compared to my other knits. So if I can get this done, this sleeve done, that would be crazy. I absolutely fear picking up stitches though. Like even right now, I think I'm going on a walk to procrastinate picking up for the sleeve, because picking up stitches is terrifying. I just always feel like I'm gonna screw it up, and then it ends up fine. Like this looks fine where I've picked up for the sleeve. So I don't know what my problem is, but anyway, that's where I'm at. Goal, insert sleeve there. And then I think after I've dodgily, sorry, my Siri thinks I'm talking to it. After I've dodgily worn it to the fair without being complete, I'm gonna go back and fix this sleeve, because I know you can tell that I did this wrong. I somehow managed to skip the ribbing section. There was like just one sentence that told you to do maybe 1 by 1 rib or something like that, and I am dyslexic, so that is a contributing factor that makes these patterns a bit trickier, because I can read it a million times over and still I just miss the same thing over and over again. So I need to go back and fix this, but I don't want to do that right now because currently it's kind of wearable, and so I'll just fix this after I've worn it, and then I'll block the whole thing afterwards as well. So then I'll get to wear it for the first time even like better and finished at a later point, but I just want to wear it somewhat to the art fair. I have just finished my soup. I have a bowl of it here, and I mean, I've already tasted it and it tastes really good. So I'm going to wait for it to cool down so I don't burn myself. Maybe watch some YouTube whilst I eat my soup. Then clean up the kitchen, go grocery shopping, come back, knitting time. Okay, I got very distracted. I am now though ready to actually sit and knit, but the time is currently 2:30. I managed to waste all the way up until 2:30 and I'll do a single bit of knitting, which means I basically want to finish a sleeve in one day, which I already accept probably won't happen, but I'm gonna watch something, focus on knitting, and I'll let you know probably at the end of the day where I get to. I just picked up stitches and I didn't pick up nearly enough, so I'm going to have to go do it again. I got up to like 28 and I needed 38, so I needed space for like 10 more stitches. I sometimes find it hard to read like where I'm supposed to be picking up the stitches, which is what leads to this struggle. Because I know I'm supposed to skip some. Anyway, who knows? Who knows? Let's see how many times I have to redo this. I have been sitting here hunched over for too long, even though it's not even that long. Like, I've gotten so little done. But I finished picking up all those stitches, and I have been doing the German short row increases to create the shoulder cap. So I'm just going back and forth there at the moment. This is kind of the most finicky part of the whole sweater, and so it's going fairly slowly right now. The time is 4 o'clock. We'll see how much further we can get. I didn't realize how much I'd struggle. I don't understand how people sit and knit for so long. Like, I normally do it such a tiny bit at a time. My back actually hurts, so I potentially need to find a better position. I have literally hardly moved. I am probably 4 rows of German short rows. I'm probably 4 German short rows away from getting this cap of the sleeve part done. Can you kind of see? Yeah, you can see a little cap forming there. And so I've probably got to go around 4 more times, and then it will start being the normal sleeve, I believe. But I think I need to go and make some dinner, and then I can come back to this I've been watching some true crime stuff. I might need to start watching something else, something less spooky and depressing, but for now, that is what I've been watching. I didn't end up watching Narnia because I didn't want to pay for a streaming service that had Narnia on it, and we have one of the Narnia DVDs, but I just didn't feel like watching it downstairs. But yeah, that's where we're at. So currently have one whole sleeve here and a little sleeve cap here. It is 5:30 p.m. I think my camera battery is about to go flat, so I need to charge that, but I will show you where I'm at on my sweater. It is the next day. It is Friday and Saturday is the market. So I don't really think I'm going to get this done in time, but I'm going to keep knitting today and we'll see how far I get on it. I might just have to schedule in another market and then I'll just have to wear it to the next market I go to. But so I now see it looks like no different from before on the camera. Like in person I can tell it's really different, but on the camera hardly different. Like this whole shoulder's done, but I've also started like that far into the actual sleeve. I am back. Sorry that that glitched out, but I have continued knitting a little bit more. This is where I am at. I think even if I don't get this done in time for the market tomorrow, I'm gonna bring it so I can knit on the train, because I just feel like that'll be so cute, hanging out with my friends and knitting on the train on my way to a craft market. I'm really excited about it. I've got a lot of to-dos and stuff to do today, and I also should just go outside at some point. So I'm going to try and intermix knitting in between that. Just kind of like a couple of rows between every single thing that I do. I've got to do some laundry, I've got to shower, I've got to just do some general tidying and yeah, go out on a walk. It's really not that much to do, but I'm so focused on this. Oh, and I also want to edit some of this footage and upload some of this footage. So we'll see how the day goes. But I'm progressing very slowly, but it's not the end of the world. I'm getting to close to the end of this yarn. Actually, let me show you what yarns I'm using, because I haven't shown that yet. So the yarn that I'm using, I'm doing just a really plain cream color, because the problem with the other sweaters that I've made so far is I don't necessarily wear them that often, mostly because they're not that well made, but the colors aren't super my color either. So I was like, okay, I want to get just a really basic one done. I then want to do like a navy one and a brown one as well at some point, but I also know I really want to do a blue striped one too. So we'll just see. I've got a couple basics that I want to do, but this is the main yarn I'm using. It is 100% Australian extra fine merino, Bambini 4 from Morris & Sons. Hi again, editing Celeste here. This yarn's actually from Wool Warehouse. And it's like the softest thing ever. Like, I'm so happy about it. This is all a bit expensive, like as far as yarn goes. I know it's a bit expensive. Well, actually no, this isn't expensive as far as yarn goes. This is expensive in terms of like, you know, you're spending hundreds of, like $100, over $100 on a sweater. But I think when you're a knitter, if you ever can afford that, then you just kind of want to, because it's worth it. Like I've spent, let's be real, I've been working on this since September, so it's been hours of entertainment. Saying that, I don't have that kind of money, so I didn't buy these for myself. My boyfriend buys me yarn for my birthday, so he bought me a sweater's quantity of this plus this Drops Kid Silk mohair and silk, and so this is with it as well. And I just feel like, I mean, they go really well together, and I really like the final, because it's a slightly creamy, like it's not just white. But yeah, I'm a big fan of how it's turning out. I keep them in their OG little yarn bags. Sorry, the traffic's probably so loud outside, but I want some fresh air, so the window's staying open. But yeah, I'm gonna keep knitting on this for a little bit longer. I've been watching just some other people's knitting vlogs as like motivation whilst I do it. I'll do some chores, go on a walk at some point, and I will update you maybe in a couple of hours with how this is going. This far into the sweater, you can kind of tell that it's getting longer now. I am all showered. I really couldn't be bothered drying my hair simply because I'm like I said before, I'm the kind of sick where I'm just sore all over and I'm too tired. And I've decided I'm equally too tired to go on a walk. And so, but I do feel like I'd feel a lot better if I went outside, and some sun would probably be good for trying to dry the hair that I'm too lazy to dry. So I'm going to sit on my balcony and knit. I have a little balcony in my bedroom and I literally never sit out there. Mostly because it faces like the really busy street. Like it's not the vibiest balcony in the world, but it's there and I should take advantage of it. I'm going to show you the correct side of this for once. This is how far we are into the sleeve. A little bit further. I think potentially I've been watching a lot of other people like speed knitting sweaters, and pretty much every other person I've watched that is speed knitting a sweater is pretty much always doing just a normal I don't know why I can't remember what that's called, but because I'm doing like a fancier stitch, I think that's kind of why it's taking so incredibly long. And also everyone that I'm watching that speed does something like that and works on it really quickly normally use a bigger yarn. Saying that, there's one girl I'm watching right now who's doing lace work and she's so quick, and that's not my skill level. I'm not there. So yeah, I'm probably gonna keep working on this out on my balcony, and that will be my version of going outside for the day.
Bruh.
I just tried to sit outside and that was way too risky. I almost dropped my yarn balls off the balcony and it's kind of dirty up there, and so that is my fault because I never cleaned my balcony. Yes, I'm going to continue to knit inside for a little bit until the sun gives me the energy to go outside, which will hopefully happen soon. I did the tiniest bit more on my sleeve, but I feel like I need to get out, so I'm going to see if I can convince my twin to come on a walk with me to pet the fat cat, which is this really overweight cat that just hangs out on the sidewalk literally begging people to pet it, and that's its whole life, and I swear it's there every single day. So I'm going to see if my twin wants to come with me on a walk to pet the fat cat. If not, I'll buckle up and do it myself, but I'd rather have company for my walk, so I'm going to see if I can convince her. I just got back from my walk. Unfortunately, the fat cat was not there. I also did not convince my twin to come with me. My twin is way too busy studying and having actual responsibilities. I think you and I both know this isn't getting done for tomorrow. So I think I'm going to bring it on the train and knit on it on the train and just have it as the craft I carry along with me that day. I don't know what I'll wear. I'll just wear something random tomorrow, but I will still have a bag like a shopping bag that I sewed, and so I'll at least bring one thing to the craft market that I made myself. I think what sucks is I had all summer to finish this sweater so that I could actually block it when it was hot, and then now that it's getting cold again, I've picked up the pace and I've started knitting more on it, because it would have made no sense at all to finish it whilst I actually could block it. That would be crazy. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I've been watching some other people's knitting vlogs and I'm just getting so excited about knitting something striped and colourful. I really want to knit something striped and colourful after this, because that's basically the opposite to what this knit is. But I also just want to knit something in really, like a really easy knit as well. Like no complicated stitch patterns or anything, just really, really simple, because I want to be able to knit it up quickly. I want my next knit to be quicker than this one, because I've been working on this since September and it's April, so you know, not ideal. It is now Saturday, and though the sweater's not done, I've made it to the art market at the Melbourne exhibition building, which was so beautiful. Tried this amazing tiramisu, pistachio and normal, so good, and then went out to lunch with my friends. Afterwards, my friend Nadia came and we did some clay crafts in my room for making little key rings with polymer clay, which was very fun. I had such a great night last night. I went out to dumplings with a bunch of friends and it was all you can eat dumplings. And so we challenged ourselves, let's say, and we had so many. I don't think I'll ever do that again in my life, but it was a wonderful experience. But today I've woken up and this like slight cold that I've had for the last little while has turned into like I'm much more unwell now. And so I just need to chill out for the whole of today. And what better way to chill out than to continue knitting? And I'm getting a lot further on the sleeve. I'm not sure when I would have shown it to you last, but I know it definitely wasn't this long. But that's where I'm at on this sleeve. I'm kind of hoping I can maybe finish knitting this sleeve today, but then tomorrow I need to go back and fix this other sleeve because I did the finish wrong. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but like, to be fair, I might even go and redo the finishing on the bottom as well, and this if after I block it I don't like it that much. I think I'm gonna keep it the way it is until I block it, and then I'm gonna block it, and if I decide no, I actually would prefer if it was like proper ribbing, then I'll change it. But at the moment that's the bottom edge, and it's okay there because I actually like did it correctly, but here I just somehow missed the ribbing step and it looks awful. So I need to go back and fix that. And I was contemplating just doing proper like thick ribbed to kind of match the thick ribbing on the collar. Sorry, I didn't even really show that to you, but the thick ribbing on the collar. But I think I'm going to commit to what the pattern says, go back and fix it all for what the pattern says, and then block it. And if I don't like it after blocking it, I'll go back and change it all. I'm okay spending time redoing this because when you like spend this amount of money on yarn, it's kind of like, you know, you want it to be a jumper that you're going to really like. So I'm very excited about where I'm at. It's like looking like an actual sweater. That's so crazy. But yeah, today I reckon I could probably finish the sleeve if I just sit here and knit the whole day, which is kind of what I need to do. I have a big update on my sweater from last night. So this is how she looks. And if you are at all observant, you'll notice that my needles are now on this sleeve and not on this sleeve, because I finished this sleeve, which was the one that I've been working on this whole time, last night, and I bound off. It's a little, there's a couple of little messy points, but honestly nothing that I feel like will be that horrible and noticeable after blocking. And if it is, then that's just personality, you know, it's fine. But yeah, and this is how it's going. And at the moment I made this sleeve a little longer, and I originally did the bind off incorrectly on this one, and so I'm going and making these sleeves the same length and then gonna bind off. Except what's really funny is I haven't kept track of like I'm just knitting and kind of randomly adding a decrease when I feel is right. Like I lost track of things down a certain point of the sleeve, and now I'm just trying to get them close to each other. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically I'm doing it a little dodgy. I'm fudging it a little bit, but I think it'll be okay, and I think I'm gonna really enjoy wearing it. Oh, except I'm wearing black leggings and they are covered in this white yarn, so it looks like I have a dog or something, and I don't. I just like to knit. And I'm using mohair. I've still got this here in case I need it, and I'm just so excited to have this done. And it's nice and sunny today, so like if I can get this done earlier in the day, then I will try and block it. What's the weather tomorrow? I'm probably just gonna block it as soon as I finish it, no matter what the temperature is, and just hope that my room can absorb enough warmth. I don't have any proper like blocking gear. Like I have a towel. I don't have any types of pins. but I feel like I can figure something. Well, I have sewing pins. Do sewing pins work in the way that a blocking pin would? Like my last sweater that I blocked, first of all, it was acrylic, so blocking it didn't really do anything. And second of all, I didn't like actually stretch it out. I just kind of laid it flat. So I don't know, we'll see how, I guess I have to teach myself how to block. This will be my first time properly blocking a sweater. I've been watching so many knitters and just like knitting and watching YouTubers literally the whole time. And it's actually so nice, like I feel like finally my YouTube is recommending me some smaller YouTubers, which I really appreciate. Like I want to watch the people that literally have like maybe 8 views on their video or something. Like I just feel like it feels the most like just hanging out with a friend a lot of the time. I also just want to support people who are doing a cool thing, which is starting and then persisting with something even if nobody is like watching it or anything. Because I think one of the best things about YouTube in the arts and crafts space is literally just having someone to do crafts with over the internet. I just tried on the jumper. I have finished the sleeve. I'm currently threading the yarn to do, I haven't quite finished the sleeve. I've got to bind off. I'm ready to bind off. A lot of people hate the Italian bind off. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I find it fine. I have no issue with it, but I don't know if that's potentially because I don't mind like embroidery and sewing and stuff, so doing like a sewn bind off is not bad at all. I did it. It's finally done. I finished knitting my sweater. This second sleeve that I just bound off is a lot like, I think you can see that it's a lot wider and looser, whereas this is a lot tighter. My ribbing's just tighter on this one, and I don't know why my ribbing's so loose here. Because I used the right needle size. Did I use the right needle size? Yeah, I changed to the little needle. I just didn't do it nearly as tight as I did it on here. So they're kind of different size sleeves, but honestly, I don't think that's something that's gonna bother me very much. Might bother other people, but it's not different enough. Like, it's different, but I feel like maybe I can stretch this one out a bit whilst blocking, and then they'll look pretty much the same. Yeah, I don't know why this one's so loose, but I'm not going to do it again. I think it'll be fine how it is. And so I'm probably going to get a couple snaps of it on, and then I'm going to try and block it, which is so exciting. I've actually weaved in all my ends already, because obviously you weave in the end of the bind off just straight away once you do the bind off, and I had already weaved in all the other ends. So, oh, actually, did I add yarn? Never mind, I lied to you. I gotta weave these in and then I'll block it. We did it. We have a finished sweater here. It's not blocked yet. This is pre-blocking, although already it is fulfilling the sweater need. I have my blocking set up here. I didn't end up pinning it, just laying it flat. I blocked the sweater. It's completely done. And so I really like the final length of the sleeve, like hitting there. I honestly didn't expect the sleeves to grow that much, but I'm really happy they did, because the sleeves were like up here before, so that's such a big difference. And then the bottom has stopped flipping up, which is also good, and will come down like to a really good point on my pants, so I'm very, very excited about it. And it's really soft and flowy now, and so I'm really, really excited to wear this. But yeah, the Chantal Sweater by Morecca Knits, and then the yarn I used is here. But I'm really proud of myself, because this is the first sweater that I've knit that I'm like, I'm definitely gonna wear this a whole bunch. So I'll probably wear it to the Rose Market this Saturday. But that might be featured in another video if I do that, because I'm probably gonna just finish up this video here with my completed sweater. I didn't get it done in time for the Makers and Shakers market, but I'm just happy I finally got it done. Like, yeah, it's gone very well. So anyway, thanks for watching.